The worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach, and fitness expert, Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance. This is your chance where I sit down with today's tops in business, mindset, wellness, and success to help you master disruption and thrive.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon. Today's guests are the true definition of unlikely bosses. In 2012, after the sudden loss of their father, they made a bold, life-changing decision to step into his shoes and lead Express It, a regional delivery company that was struggling to stay afloat. At the time, Danielle was a full-time mom, juggling 3 kids, and Andi was building a fast-paced career in sports television. Neither had traditional business experience, but what they did have was grit, heart, and a deep commitment to honoring their father's legacy. Fast forward to now, over 200 drivers, a powerhouse management team, and a thriving Northwest logistics operation. Their story is about resilience, sisterhood, and what happens when you lead with people over profit. Please welcome to the podcast powerhouse duo behind and unlikely bosses, Danielle and Andi. Welcome to the podcast.
What an intro.
Yeah, I was like looking for them. Thank you.
Thank
I saw
you.
your story and I love women bosses and unlikely circumstance and grit, resilience, and I wanted to talk to you guys. So this is going to be fun. Let's Boss Up is the name of my latest book, and I have another book, Boss Weight Loss. So mine's now Boss Up and Execute. So I'm all about bosses. So let me jump in and you guys can just piggyback off each other. When your father passed and the business was in flux, what anchored your decision to step in, and how did you handle the early months of uncertainty?
What anchored us really was him, and sort of finishing at the beginning, it was really sort of to finish what he started. We couldn't just let it go while letting him go. It's a family business. It was our lifeline, our everything growing up. So I think it would have been 2 tremendous losses if we let both go at the same time.
Wow.
I guess is the best way to explain what really tied us to it. As far as the beginning months goes, it was chaos. Andi can chime in, but we had an employee, a long-term employee, shortly after leave and take the top 5 customers. So at that point, we really didn't know if the business was sustainable, if there was going to be a business anymore. And so it really took a lot of prayers and just diving in to really figure it out. It was really hard.
And I think at that time too, we had made the decision to give it a try. And like Danielle said, I was holding on to a piece of him as well. And then this all happened and it was like, okay, are we really going to go for it? So it was like the second question, right? We're going to do it. Oh, okay. Now this is happening. So are you guys really going to do it? And it was just, I've said it a million times, the fear of regret outweighed the fear of failure. And we said, let's give it a shot. And like, it was chaos, but, it was a lot of lessons learned. So it was a lot of gratitude to it as well.
I admire you guys so much. I love female bosses, especially in light of the fact that that guy was such a cutthroat snake in the grass. And not atypical, but just that taking your top 5 customers, that's really low. So growing from 13 drivers to 200 is no small feat. What were the pivotal moves or mindsets that helped you scale so dramatically?
Yeah, I think one of the things we did right from day one was treat the drivers as our most valuable asset, because that's what they were and they still are. We wouldn't be here today. They are the heart and soul of the company because they're out there every single day representing Express It and Andi and I and the management team. So I think we knew right away how to treat them, and that was so important. It was about culture. So that was the number one thing we knew how to lead with, which was creating a great culture at Express It. The rest was going to follow somewhere, somewhere down the line it was going to follow, but creating culture and treating people right, that was it. I think, if unless, right, Andi? I
No,
mean,
no, that's
that was
it.
the
It's
big
like
thing.
Danielle said, it's the
Yeah.
only thing we really knew how to do was to how to treat people. And, it was probably one of the first things we realized that could differentiate us between other delivery companies. We had employees, they weren't independent contractors, just out there sort of on their own. And it was like, well, we can create something here and make sure they feel appreciated and with that culture, like a culture of gratitude. Um, and then just slowly, that's sort of how it slowly just started to grow.
Well, I admire that
Mhm.
so much. I feel the same as far as leadership goes, is when you make people feel heard and seen and valued, they're never going to go anywhere. That's just such a great leadership move to focus on putting them first instead of leading them first and just creating culture like that. I applaud you guys so much for that leadership piece. And you both emphasize a people first philosophy. How do you intentionally build that trust and loyalty in these high pressure, fast moving industries? Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
I would just add that in the beginning too, it was really important for Andi and I when we came back to listen and to gain the trust of the management team that was there and they predated us. They're experts in this industry. So we really couldn't come in with all these new ideas, or we really had to listen and learn from them. And I think that was really important in those beginning days too. And I think that's how we run the company. We have meetings all the time and it's, well, okay, well, what do you think? And what are you guys thinking about this? It's not, we just want to do, Andi and I just want to do this, or, it's a big, everyone's opinion is valued with us, I guess is how you
Collaborative
say it.
effort.
Yeah. It's a collaboration for sure.
I think that's such an important emotional intelligence piece is the listening, making people feel heard and collaboration. And then you never know, like they might actually come up with great ideas because they predated you guys and
Oh yeah.
had the
Oh,
experience.
for sure. So we had to find our trust in ourselves, but we got that by learning, if that makes sense. Like, so that's really how we had to start.
It totally makes sense. I think it's just a great way to lead people. And I would be hard pressed to think anyone would want to leave your company if you treat them so well.
We have some people who've been there long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice.
For sure.
That's a great retention strategy. And for anyone else, jumping back to your story a little bit, facing the decision to step into a family business or take a leap without formal experience, what's one hard truth and one piece of encouragement that you would share?
I think a hard truth is you're gonna make a lot of mistakes and it's okay. Um, Sort of embrace that. And that's how you learn and that's how you grow. And more than anything, I think that's how you grow personally. And then the business will benefit from that growth. Um, and there's just no getting around it. You're gonna have hard times and you're gonna have challenges. And so that would be my
And I think for the truth, what was the other one? Like a truth, or
Well, that was the hard truth, and then a piece of encouragement that you shared. Because going back into the truth, I know as a small business owner myself, an entrepreneur, that's been insanely true for me. As the allow yourself to fail and
right,
struggle and not give up. I feel like the only way you can fail is if you just quit.
right. And
agreed.
we agree with that for sure. And I think the one piece of encouragement is that there's always a solution. like, you can always sort of figure something out, and it might seem, you're in way over your head, or, it's you're about to lose something really big, but I think no matter what, we can always figure it out. We're going to figure it out. So, you just have to stay the course, I think.
Yeah, I remember Marie Forleo saying everything is figure outable, and I always love that line.
Yeah, exactly.
And being a small business owner myself, I'm just wondering for entrepreneurs, small business owners, like, do you have any advice that you want to share about how can we be unstoppable and never give up and just stay the course?
That's a good-
I mean, there's a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I think the biggest one for me at least is asking for help. Like you want to be unstoppable, you want to be this force, but I needed help. I needed to know like I could be that, and what I don't know, I ask, and I surround myself and with people that are a lot smarter than me. Our team now, like Danielle said, they're experts, and we reach out. We have coaches, we have like advisors. Um, so not only is our team a collaboration, but like everyone around us too, helping us as entrepreneurs. Like you need the support, and I think that's okay.
I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, you do require support, and not just like talking to a friend, like talking to someone who's an experienced coach. All the top athletes have coaches, and so
Right.
all the top
Right.
leaders. And going back to your story, I know it's a short podcast, but is there any other wisdom bombs or truths you want to share about your story? And what is that sign behind you? That looks very impressive.
Oh, actually, this Entrepreneur magazine, we were one of the back in COVID, one of the 100, like, what does that even say?
That was
Powerful
like an
women story.
acknowledgement.
Yeah, it was an acknowledgement, but uh COVID was very difficult for everybody. And for us, we're no different, but where we were different was we were right away deemed essential, because our deliveries were to mom and pop garages. And so we had to get the auto parts out because doctors had to get to work, ambulances needed parts, like whatever that was, that the people needed to drive to get to where they needed to be. And so we were on from day one. We never stopped. And so we had to sort of, number one, make sure our team was safe. If we were asking them to be out there, we were doing things before they were even required. We had masks made before masks were even mandated. Our mom had found a seamstress in town, and we had masks made, and we had them delivered, Purell, things that we could do because we were asking a lot of them, to go out there and put themselves out to an environment. We really had no idea what it was at the time. So being able to pivot, but also act, in the best interest of them, not just our clients, but the team that was out there.
That's so impressive because, pivoting was necessary at that time. And is it going to be another pivot now with the tariffs, or is that not going to affect you guys at all?
It's a wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's business as usual, so it's hard to really tell.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I love your story. Is there anything you want to leave our audience with of where they can find you and anything like that?
I think, well, I mean, the name of our company is Express It Delivery. So we've been in business for over 45 years. So you can find us there, expressitdelivery.com, but we're very proud of
Yeah,
that.
and we're on LinkedIn, and we're always looking to connect and meet other business women, business owners, entrepreneurs. We love talking to people and being a resource for others too, and just
Okay, so
connecting.
what's your full names on LinkedIn so people can look you up there? But you're at expressit.com and LinkedIn, Andi and Danielle.
Yep. So I'm
Yep.
Andi Shaughnessy, and Danielle Carter,
Yeah.
and from Express It Delivery,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're happy to connect. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having us.
Oh,
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
being here.
much.
I love this conversation. I'm going to connect with you guys both on LinkedIn.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.